Okay, good. What's happening, YouTube? What's going on? Welcome to another safari of purchasing a junk E39 for the low price of $400. My dad found this car here in the town that I grew up in. He just happened to be visiting and found this car. It's available for the low price of $400. This is a 2001 525i and it's a manual transmission. So I've just put my little jump pack on the back and we're going to try to start the car for the first time. Alright, great success. Now this car's been sitting here for about a year and this is the first time that anyone has looked at the car or started it for a year. I'm not totally sure what's wrong with it or what it needs. We're not sure if it overheats or it needs a head gasket or a clutch, a number of things it could be. But we're just going to try to look over the car now and diagnose it and see if we can, if it's worth taking home for 400 bucks. This is my new 335, and next to it is, if you remember from the early days of this channel, that's my old 530i Sport, which I sold to my dad, and it's the same color as this car right here. You can see this, all this crap will come off pretty easily with a clay bar and a wash and a full detailing. Now back here you can see this is my little device here that basically this is the jump pack that fits in the palm of your hand, and just keep that in my glove box in my E90. And this battery is completely stone dead, and however, you know, we were still able to start the car on the first try, which is pretty impressive. It does have some rust. There's a spot here, not that big. Maybe it can be repaired. Car still has all of its tools. There's another small patch of rust right here, some bubbling, but generally speaking, you know, underneath all of the doors it's pretty solid. We didn't know what the mileage was on the car until I brought the jump pack, so let's take a quick look. 248,737. It's pretty significant, but this car hasn't been started in a year, and look at that idle. Super smooth. We're gonna pay close attention to the temperature gauge here and see if it just sits halfway. We want it to sit in the middle, just at halfway. That's how you know the cooling system is functioning. Doesn't have a blown head gasket or anything like that, so that's my main concern right now, is making sure this car doesn't have a blown head gasket before I purchase it. Now another interesting thing about this car, which is pretty awesome, which I like for some strange reason, is that all of the 530s and 540s have the automatic Hvac down here, and the 525s, for some reason, to save money or make it like a lower end feature, they have these like really old school knobs that you twist, sort of like the, you know, every BMW that came before the E39. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of retro, has an interesting European styling to it. And again, we have the 5-speed transmission. It's going into every gear. It's third, fourth. It's a little bit of play, but that's normal. Fifth gear. And yeah, look, even the e-brake is tight. Pretty cool. Oh, and what else does this car have? The one option this car has heated seats. That is a game changer. As my wife and I like to call it, it's a non-negotiable when buying a car. But when you're buying them for $400, you don't really have, much of a choice. I just, saw it, had to have it, and we're gonna figure out a way to make this car come home with us today.
I think it's a pretty awesome deal.
It's a good find.
It's a great find.
I give you credit. Vlog, this is my dad. Now it's got a little bit of lifter tick to it. Sort of sounds like one of those old, Chevy or American V8s that when the exhaust manifold cracks, it sort of has like a lifter tick. Anyway, I'm going to try to put it into gear, let out the clutch, see if we can get it to move and roll a little bit. It moves. Wow, it's awesome. Wonder if it's smoky. Smoky?
No, there's a puddle there.
Oh boy. Here's the bleeder. We got a little bit of oil leakage down here. It's always good. Going back into the earth from where it came. Let's take one more quick look around at this car. Definitely has some ticking going on in here. Lifter tick. But this car has 250,000 miles. Looks pretty good for the money though, I have to say. Also, if you're like a train fanatic, Deep River Essex steam train right here. So here we are at the ATM to receive our $400, and I believe $400 is also happens to be the daily limit on this ATM, which is perfect. That'll do it.